I don't know about you, but I just love decorating for the holidays. You know, it's a time of year where we can blend the inside and the outside. I'm particularly excited this year because my good friend, the floral designer, Jay Schwanke, is dropping by the farm to help with some, well, decking the halls and share with us some great holiday decorating ideas. Oh, that must be him now. Hey, Jay.
Hey.
I was just getting started. Come on in.
I see that. Let us help you.
Man, it's great to see you again, but what's the deal with the little helpers?
Well, I thought we could use all the hands we could get. They may be pint size, but they have a fantastic work effort.
Well, I can't argue with that.
They work for sugar cookies.
Well, let's go bake some.
I'm Jay Schwanke. I'm the flower expert. That's what they call me. I was born at a flower convention, so I am a fourth-generation florist. Our Thanksgiving was over with at 10 o'clock in the morning because we had places to decorate. I like Alan's natural style because I think that a little bit of creative naturalism, especially when it comes to Christmas, makes it very unique and very homespun. And that creates and generates huge memories.
Jay, I'm always looking for easy things that I can bring into the house during the holidays because everybody's pressed for time, and you're the master of these.
Well, thank you. I love the fact that we can have a little Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Some people like to have a permanent tree in their
Right.
house. This brings in fragrance.
Sure.
Or we can set it on an end table, or if you're challenged with space, it's a great way to have a little tree in the house.
And you're building it from bits and pieces.
Exactly. So maybe the boughs that come off the bottom of the tree.
Yep.
Well, and you let me go out and harvest some holly.
Right. And what I like about this too is that we shopped the house. These little mint julep cups that I've collected over the years are perfect holders for these tiny little trees.
I love it, and you have them in different sizes too.
Yeah, I know.
So I got a bigger one, but I wanted to show you too, we stacked the foam. And so by stacking the foam, you don't necessarily need a cone inside there, but you can have your foam stacked, and that gives you that elevation, which gives you a cute little apical shape.
It really encourages that conical shape. And what you did here is you stacked the piece of floral foam here, and then pinned it with just a stick.
I just took a stick and drove it straight down inside.
Right,
and that'll
it's
be
very firm.
It'll stay there.
Yep.
And then we can add water,
Sure.
and they'll last through the holidays. So
All right.
then these little pieces just go in, and we start to shape our tree. I like to pick a tall one too.
Right, so you get your
Yeah.
height there. So that's your guide.
And then I just strip down the stems too, so that they'll insert in the foam easily.
Yep.
And I just kind of start in a triangle shape.
You know, the thing about these little trees is they're beautiful for tabletops. So if you're doing a table setting,
Right.
They're great for that, the small ones, and they're also long-lasting.
I love if you had a party and you could set one at a place setting.
And you can get creative with the greens that you use. You don't have to use traditional holiday greens.
It would be fun to use boxwood.
Right, or Eleagnus.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lily Agnes with the silver.
That silvery gray is so nice.
I'm so envious that you have. We don't have that in Michigan.
The other thing that's so great about this is that, you know, this is something that you can do ahead of time.
Right?
And it doesn't take a lot of time, and they're so inexpensive. These are fun. Look at these. Now we have 4.
We do.
And I love the big one that we have in the kitchen.
Exactly.
It looks so great.
Those, just throughout the house, a fun way to bring that fragrance
Sure,
inside.
small, medium, and large in the kitchen. Anything else we can do to enhance the longevity of these so they'll last longer?
Absolutely, an anti-transparent.
Yeah.
So spraying it with an anti-transparent, and this seals the molecular structure of it and helps
Yeah.
it. We use them outside in the garden, obviously.
Well, it keeps the H2O, the water, from leaving the leaves. It
Right.
seals it in, and so it really works. We use this on our Christmas tree, and that always helps. It's hard to do a Christmas tree with a spray bottle like that.
And so what I do with that is I get a couple gallons and I put it into an insecticide sprayer.
Yeah, you just spray the whole tree down,
Right.
bring it in, and you'll
Perfect.
get 10 more days of life out of the tree.
Absolutely.
Jay, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Well, thanks for making Christmas trees with me.
Oh, it was great fun. Hey, Jay.
Hey, oh, look at Magnolia garland.
What do you think? You like it?
It's beautiful.
Well, this is Bracken's Brown Beauty. It's a cultivar of southern magnolia, and I love it because the underside of the leaf has this gorgeous sort of velvet brown. It's, you know, you can see it here on this garland, and when you really pack it in like this, I think it really delivers.
It's beautiful.
Visual effect, yeah. So what about the poinsettias? Where are you going to use those?
I'm going to create a couple little arrangements with these. You know, I think poinsettias have gotten a bad rap over the years.
Yeah, they have.
And people sometimes shy away from decorating with them. But the Society of American Florists many years ago worked with Ohio State to create a clean bill of health study for poinsettia.
Right.
So they're not dangerous and they're not poisonous. You know, I'm famous for this.
You actually ate it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's fine.
Well, that's good to know. Well, I'm sure it'll be beautiful, whatever you come up with.
Thanks.
All right, knock yourself out.
Poinsettias are a traditional part of the holiday, and I love having a red poinsettia in the house. At the same time, I sometimes want to add an accent to that poinsettia. So this is a great accent of natural materials that we can add in the front of our poinsettia. We've picked up our poinsettia, it comes in a plastic pot. We're going to actually drop it down into a clay pot, but first we'll fashion this great accent that'll go on the front of the plant. We're using a bunch of spray millet. I'm going to add to that a permanent berry branch. And the natural millet is all cut. This is one bunch that comes this way. So I'm just going to grab it there with my thumb, and I'm going to extend that one branch out this side. We use 2 of the sponge mushrooms, and the sponge mushrooms have a wire attached to them. So we're able to put those on either side. And those sponge mushrooms then create a focal area for us where we'll place our pine cone. So since we have these gathered up, we'll use one of our wires first and tie this together. We'll cinch it up tight and twist it off. Then we'll use another wire and attach the wire to our pine cone. I picked a nice big-sized pine cone, or you could use 2 smaller ones. We'll wrap that wire around the pine cone, and we're gonna bring that pine cone and put it in that focal area right here. And we'll attach that wire around the center. So the pine cone covers up what's bundling our bunch together. We can cut off any excess wires. And then we'll gather these stems together. Now these stems are actually going to be how I'm going to put it into the plant. So I'm going to bend those stems towards the back, and we'll cut those about this long. Then we'll take that stem and push it right down into our poinsettia. Then our poinsettia drops down inside our pot, and we can adjust our berry branches so they look natural and accent our plant. It's a simple way to create a beautiful accent on your poinsettia for the holidays.
When you have friends over and you're decorating for the holidays, it's good to keep everybody in the spirit. So crank up the music and create some delicious refreshments. This is one of the easiest mulled wine recipes you'll ever create, and you cook it in a slow cooker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on high, and the first thing we're going to do is take a bottle of red wine. You don't have to use the expensive stuff. With that, I'm going to add 2 cups of apple cider, and then a ½ cup of honey. Of course, this honey is from right here on the farm. What you want to do is you want to stir this until the honey completely dissolves in the solution. You'll find this recipe works best if you'll let these 3 ingredients come to a simmer before you begin to add the other things. Now, once that occurs, add 2 sticks of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of whole allspice berries, a ½ teaspoon of whole cloves, a 1/4 teaspoon of grated nutmeg, and then finally 2 other ingredients. You want to add about 4 to 5 sprigs of rosemary. So let me just break these off and drop them in, and a cup of cranberries. I'll let this simmer for a few minutes, and then I'll just turn the dial down to warm and let it sit for about 30 minutes. The reason I do this is that if it's boiling, there tends to be a separation with the apple cider and the wine and so forth. You want it all to stay in solution. Then you can pour it up with all the bits in it, or I tend to like to strain it and then garnish it with a few extra cranberries and some rosemary. It's really good. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I tend to double this recipe, but if you double it, don't double the spices because it makes it really too strong. Give it a try. You're going to really enjoy it. Hey Jay, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm looking for a place for the nest.
Look at that. That looks great. Hey, by the way, here's your hot mulled cider.
I smelled something cooking in the kitchen.
It's really good. You're going to love it. So you've got, this nest is wonderful. Look, you gilded the nest itself.
I did, and you know, there's a legend about the bird's nest, and we can make a nest if our tree doesn't come with a nest. But in Scandinavian times, they talked about if you selected a tree with a nest, you would have an entire year of happiness, wealth, and gratitude.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
I know, so I made a special nest just for you, and we're gonna place it on the tree.
That's wonderful, using a few turkey feathers I see from the farm and some of our magnolia again.
Absolutely.
That's
and
fantastic.
You can theme the nest too. Say you have 4 people in your family, you can have 4 eggs.
There are
you
the
can
eggs.
add a little egg for a dog or a kitty or somebody like that too. So
I love the natural theme. It's great. The tree's going to be fabulous.
well, thanks. I love a nest.
And I love an elf. All right, Jay, here we go.
Great.
Just want to thank you for all your great ideas.
Well, it was my pleasure, Alan.
Wonderful. I hope you'll come back soon.
Absolutely.
And for you, I wish you and yours the happiest of holiday seasons. Until next time, I'm Alan Smith. All right, Trudy, let's go. Want to learn more? Visit palensmith.com for delicious recipes, garden tips, blog posts, and our online store.